Hi, I'm Kate from Clean Beauty Swiss, and today I want to tell you the story about how I became a cultivator of organic peppermint for my peppermint vanilla scrubs. Okay, so we all know that there are so many chemicals in our beauty products. I think we all anymore are trying to all be aware and conscientious, but it's really overwhelming because there are just so many products to be aware of and to be on the lookout for. In the US, most of the beauty industry is actually self-regulated. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, keeps track of the beauty industry. They regulate the beauty industry, but in all honesty, they have only banned 9 chemicals since the 1930s. That's not very many. So in a study in 2004 by a group called the Environmental Working Group, which is a nonprofit environmental and health advocacy group, they found that women on average use 12 beauty products a day. That was in 2004. In 2016, there was a major cosmetics retailer called Skin Store. Now, granted, it's an unscientific survey what they did, but they surveyed their customers and found that, this is insane, found in 2016 that of their customers, the women who responded to this survey, they used an average of 16 products on their face alone before they left the house. That's a lot of product. And I think if any of you have ever watched the YouTube videos that are out now for how to do your makeup or your beauty routine or whatever, you know that that number is probably a lot higher. Now, I'm as much a beauty junkie as the next girl, really. I love this stuff. But it is really, really scary how much we don't know. I mean, just look at the world around us. Cancer, infertility, allergies are on the rise throughout the world, and nobody knows why. There's a worldwide prevalence of hormonal disorders, of infertility, of premature puberty, of thyroid conditions, of diabetes, ADHD, autism. The list goes on, and nobody can figure out why. Now, I don't mean to paint the beauty industry with a broad brush and say that they're all evil, horrible people, because it is a very, very complicated discussion. In reality, for example, let's take a shampoo, a beauty manufacturer, and they make a shampoo. They are responsible for proving that this shampoo will not cause you harm. Easy enough, right? The problem is that, as I said before, we're using on average 16 things on our face before we leave the house. So the problem is what I call the cocktail effect. While the shampoo itself might be fine, we have no real substantive research that will say how that shampoo reacts with your favorite conditioner, with your favorite face cream, with your favorite lipstick. And these are things, this is where everything gets really murky and gray, because there isn't really a bad guy, but there isn't really a good guy coming to save us, because this is all research that's really incredibly complicated. And quite frankly, I think it's impossible to prove without any doubt. So another sort of anecdotal statistic that I found while I was researching for this vlog was that, okay, in the US, cancer rates have actually declined. Awesome, right? But the cancer rates of thyroid, which is what regulates your hormones in your body, the liver, which detoxifies your body, and your skin, which is absorbing all of these beauty products, whether it's just even soap or special creams or whatever, those have all increased. So let me repeat that. Cancer rates have decreased, but rates of thyroid cancer, liver cancer, and skin cancer have all increased. And cancer rates in men have decreased, so yay for that. Cancer rates among women have actually increased. So, moving on, getting closer to my mint cultivation. As this previously mentioned group, the Environmental Working Group, they released a report showing that 1,400 chemicals have been banned in over 40 countries. Okay, good to know, right? The problem is that among this list are actually pesticides and various things that wouldn't necessarily even be included in an ingredient list. And we all know that our supply chain for products anymore is totally broken. We have no idea where anything comes from, where it's been manufactured, where it's been produced, where it's been harvested. We know nothing. So it's impossible to know anything, which is a really frustrating thing. And some of these pesticides are really kind of scary. They can create neurological disorders, they can cause developmental disorders, autoimmune disorders, and super bonus, they tend to have a high toxicity through the skin. So here we are to my eventual story. When I was developing Clean Beauty Swiss, I was running around after my oldest son, Mateo, who was a toddler. I had Sophia, who was still nursing, and I was pregnant with my youngest, Gabriele. So I was a little hyper in the attention to these details. The idea of creating my peppermint vanilla scrub came to me, and I really researched finding organic peppermint leaves. And it was not as easy as I had assumed because of these supply chain problems and fertilizers and pesticides, and my head was just exploding. And so, you know what I did? I decided to just do it myself. So all of the mint, all of the peppermint used in the peppermint vanilla scrub, the vanilla is already organic. That was an easy solve. The peppermint is, I buy the organic plants. They're teeny tiny little plants every springtime. I have on my balcony a whole area dedicated to them where I use 100% organic soil, and they get a ton of sun and a ton of love from me, and they are fertilized exclusively with coffee grounds and pasteurized eggshells, which give them give the soil the nutrients that help my peppermint plants get big and full and gorgeous. And so me as a producer of these beauty products, I know that I'm limiting myself. I know that I'm creating a very limited supply of my products. And I think that that's something that you should know about. These are extremely limited in quantity. When I finish at the end of the season, they're done. They're gone. There's nothing else. And frankly, it's not something that I'm willing to compromise on. So I think that's important for you to know. And as a closing thought, like I said at the beginning, I'm a beauty junkie. I do my best to be attentive, but it's so overwhelming. And I think as a mom, as a woman, as just a person living in this crazy 2020, I think that we need to start having a mentality of every little bit that we can do helps. Every little bit that you can eliminate from your beauty routine, the toxic stuff, it helps. Not saying to be afraid of all of it, but every little tiny bit that you can clean up is awesome. I personally will have a hard time having a 100% clean beauty routine. I'm a little bit too into my Pampers pampering, into my pampering and liking the texture and the smell and all of that stuff. But I do try to be as attentive as I can when I can. And I think that's all we can do, is do our best. So take this with a grain of salt, take the information and let it digest, and see what you can do in your daily life to eliminate some of those toxins, okay? Let me know what you think. You can always catch me on www.cleanbeautyswiss.com if you're interested in some of our products. And feel free to email me at hello@cleanbeautyswiss.com. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.